We're here today with Daisy.
Yay!
Astro Sun Gazer.
Mushrooms!
We're gonna do a reading
Yay!
for Daisy with my beautiful Voyager cards from, I can't remember the guy's name already. Wan something. James Wan. Doctor. PhD doctor. Okay, so I'm going to read off all the cards. Spirit led me to pull 9 cards and turn the deck over for the underlying energy. So we've picked a total of 10 cards. The first card that we got, or the underlying energy of her reading, is the Regenerator, the Sage of Cups. So, it's about developing your skills. It's about Earth being abundant for you in untold of ways. Family and fun and spirituality and nurturing and everything is being attended to. And it has its own rhythm and rhyme. There's patterns of beauty that haven't been expressed, basically, that are now being expressed in perfect, abundant ways that are bringing life to all of those around you. It's firm foundations. That have been built. There's a blade of grass with a dewdrop on the end of it, or raindrop, whatever you want to call it, and it's showing the whole scenery upside down. So what once was upside down is all flowing in its natural state. So that's good underlying energy. The first card that we have that would represent your past, which is quite interesting with regards to the underlying energy, which is the Regenerator. This one is the Woman of Worlds, and it's the Preserver. Very similar energy, a lot of water, a lot of earth energy. The rainbows are there. Nutrition, harmony with nature, tuning in, being part of, putting energy to it, making a labor of love out of it. It's basically, holding on to your eggs in your basket. And what's of value. There's 2 worlds in this card. So there's one showing the desert and the other one showing, really blue skies and blue water. So that's interesting. So no matter where you went, you took what was of value and turned it into, well, you took things of this world and turned them into value for yourself. So you probably spent a lot of time in nature. You nurtured something. You started growing something. Taking care of things that belong to you. Your next card is Courage, 7 of Wands. And it looks like in your past you had a lot of decisions to be made. You had to cut through some things. You had to face some things. You had to look over your lineage somehow. You had to understand your wounded self and move beyond that. You had to take yourself by the horns. You had to connect to your ancestors. And funny, there's a big dragon right in the middle of it. can't see him at first, but there he is. Yeah, you had to face some things and cut through some things and stand up for yourself. You had to really use your backbone and your sense of generation, like what your calling is to do. That's a part of the collective. So you had to get out of your mind with it and pick something. You had to have courage to decide what it was that mattered to you, and you did it. Because your third card was ecstasy, so that's the energy that you're experiencing. Things are good and unfolding and flowing and moving in the way that they should, and they're producing. You have things that are being produced now. You have a better sense of self from these experiences of preserving and having courage to be yourself. You get to experience the synchronicities. Because it's the Ace of Cups, so you're holding the cup. You found emotional happiness and satisfaction from that. Now your present, we have the Art card, and this is just experiencing nature for all of its forces, for being a pioneer, for having unique talents and gifts, and maintaining your passion in a very deep way. You're kind of coming into your own right now and starting to see things that you've never seen before. So, and you're basically in childlike wonderment, because the world's new to you, and suddenly you have fresh ideas and fresh goals, and you can see the dawn of a new day coming for yourself. That, you know, the world can be exciting again and interesting and enlighten you and show you things that you've yet to see, and you plan on taking off. You have a bird in flight and a butterfly in flight and a satellite, so you're going as far as you can go. Actually, you have two butterflies in this card, so you know, this is your promises, your wishes, your goals. There's a rainbow here too, so those things all speak to goals and being driven and having what you need to get there. You have the abundance waiting to be birthed. And then the next card is the Tower. And so, in your present moment, they're probably, you know, we've got that Mars and Pluto in Capricorn now at 15 degrees. So there probably are some things that are crumbling, or going to crumble pretty shortly here. I would say in the next 2 weeks. You're of two minds about something. It's like half of you says you have to stay here and do this, and then the other half says you have to take a leap of faith and just jump and tell your truth no matter what has to fall. You're at the point you're tired of sitting down and waiting. There's these shadowy figures that might be your brother. There might be some energy cord that, you know, maybe he's being released too right now, because there's flames all around that figure, but it strikes me as your brother. And it's like things that don't belong to him are being burned off too. So things have to fall away and change. The dynamics have to maybe change. The bird is heralding a new day, and shit that's in the way of that's got to go. And you will take a leap of some kind when that tower comes in the next, it could have been in the last week or to the next week or a couple weeks ago, whatever, but something's happening where things have to be moved. I would say the way of doing things. Saturn is in Sagittarius right now, the wounded healer, and Saturn actually likes being there. It's like visiting his brother's house. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is now in Libra. It just moved into Libra the end of September, so we're, a couple weeks into that energy, and I wouldn't be surprised if he says, oh my God, you have to stop doing this, or you have to stop doing that. I can't herald in a new day for you when you're attached to things that don't suit you. It's funny, there's a goby in these, and then it looks like it tricks your eye and makes you think that you're looking at anemones, like it's in a reef, but it's not. It's flowers. So out of sorts with itself. Mm-hmm. It's not really where it's supposed to be, but it looks like it, and it'll trick you into thinking that, oh yeah. Then you have to really, that's what these cards are all about, man. They just keep going and going and going. You got to look at everything. You have all these little points of light that want to come out and be expressed, but they're behind something. They're just like, the universe is back there waiting for you to get to it and shoot your arrow towards the things that matter, but you're over there tricked. So you got to get this event out of the way in the next couple weeks. And it might be a world event. Because remember, that other card that I drew talked about the Virgos having a setback. So what appears to be a setback is only there so that you can herald in a new day. You have to move something. Something has to change. And the next card you have for this current moment is the Hierophant. So that's just all about mastering all the ancient wisdom, all the knowledge of an elephant, all the promise and wisdom and hope of a child, all the garments and accoutrements, things that are of value that give you stable foundation to hold your cup upright without it ever spilling over, so that you can take to the heavens with you. You can stand on the highest mountains on earth and take what belongs to you. So you have to hold this energy in a sacred temple of self. It's fields of green, and it's tokens and cups and promise and hope and payment for your goods. So all these things have to be attended to in a very gentle, open way that just is. It's acknowledging that sense of self and honoring yourself to the highest place. Putting yourself over on top of everything so you can take a good look around. Being still and quiet and observing. I would say spending time in nature, but it's embodying your nature to the fullest. Your own nature. Even the parts of you that the city. Yeah. Parts of the city that you might need to get out for more horizons traveling, stuff like that. But think everything, now's the time to really think everything through. and really gather your bearings and what's important and what's of value to you that you can stand firmly on and move with all this hope and promise for yourself. But you need to sit steady for a little while, real still, like the old mountain, and just allow your cup to be filled. After the tower. Okay, back in action. We had an interruption here. I need 25 megabytes or something. Gigabytes. Okay, so going into the future, we have the Surfer card. And this one is really a beautiful card. It's got a lot of white in it. So after the tower, you've burned off a lot of heavier energy. And your cup is taking off. That's really interesting. I've seen this card so many times, but I've never noticed that. Your cup is taking off. It's like you're full, you're abundant, you're overflowing, and you're taking it somewhere. You're riding the wave wherever it goes. You're in delicate, beautiful, actually Piscean, because it's Pisces colors here. Yeah, well, you know, it's funny because I did the Pisces, you're a Pisces rising, but when I did the Pisces reading, it was the ecstasy card. So that's revealing itself to you. It's coming. It's you're going to be able to take this emotional abundance that you feel and really do something with it. Positive for nature. Might even be a tall, dark, and handsome fella coming in your future. Might open you up to having a meeting somebody interesting. I think that's coming for you somehow or another. It's funny, but you had dry times. You have your desert and your cracked areas, but now you have this giant ocean and this big wave and all this other wave and this cup that's coming in and this crashing of waves, and it's like covering all that up. So I think there might be somebody coming in gonna help you cover that up and bring nourishment back to the beautiful parts of you. Where nothing is missing anymore. There's no parched areas. So that's cool.
Yay!
If you had any parched areas, they're going to be filled up real fast. But you know, the tower is like that because when it removes things, it only removes things for the good.
Yeah, it's like when God takes away, God replaces.
Right, but he can replace now with, right. And replace the harsh times with the good times, abundance flowing. You might meet somebody overseas too.
Woohoo!
Over water.
Woohoo! Venice, maybe.
Flying over water, it puts you in a position in your future to meet somebody. Tall, dark, and handsome. I want pictures. Details. Your next card is the Actor, the Man of Wands. Well, now that I'm looking at this card, going back to the Surfer card, be careful that somebody from your past doesn't try to come in and take advantage of all your abundance of your Man of Cups energy.
That's kind of interesting because lately, same thing you've been having with Mr. M. This person keeps popping in my mind. I'm like, you know, it was kind of nice when we had it, but then you kind of screwed it up. And no, I don't want to go there. And he keeps kind of interfering energetically with me. Even though there's nobody in my life, it's almost like he's trying to
see if those are vulnerable spot. He might have missed the wave before. Might have had bad timing. He might not be bad, but
He's a Sag.
he's burning off a lot of things that no longer serve him. And he does have Saturn sitting in his sun, so that's pretty heavy duty. That's like, you will change, you will get your shit together, so that might not be bad. Interesting, but anyway. You know, you own this fire, you own this show, you own this abrupt, grabbing what's yours, ready for takeoff, you're keen about what you're doing. You've mastered many faces. Ancient channeling. You can channel from the ancients. You have many forms of elevation. You've been healed and pushed into a new way of seeing yourself. So play with all those different things. Do everything new that you can.
Yeah, I've been guided to.
Shapeshift.
I've been taking a lot of classes, but mainly because I keep hearing, go, do this one, do that one. So I've been like,
yeah, shape-shifting.
Going here and there for knowledge and learning.
Many different feathers are in your cap. You can draw upon many different ancient ones for wisdom. But you have courage, you have strength, you have determination, you have a willingness, you've had your healing. Your gentle nature is intact with your animal nature, your, more aggressive self. But you're protected in that aggressiveness because you've done it with ease and grace and you can light up the world with your gifts from your ancestors. So go play on the world stage with that. Change your look around. Do something different with your hair and your wardrobe.
That's Prince. That's Prince.
Yeah.
He's been doing that too.
Yeah, he wants you to shake it out,
Yeah.
move it around, put on every face that you can get your hands on, like do everything that you can do to
he told Abby,
morph yourself.
He told Abby, you're too much of a tomboy, and like now she's changed her hair, not because he said it, but and she's like, and I actually like, I'm feeling the difference. I'm feeling much more, she dresses like, she's like, I'm buying things that I would never ever like have worn or like, and I'm loving it. So it's like,
yeah, like that.
Through that
like
transformation.
That. Change the way you look, the way you dress, the way you do things.
Yeah. This one here made me think of him and Bowie, the two butterflies, transformation, and then the rainbow man, which is what I call him.
And then your last card.
What's in his hands?
It looks like water.
Okay, I thought it was crystals or something.
It looks like water. The next card that you have is the Hermit card, and the Hermit card is the Virgo card. So it's pretty funny. You got a lot of Piscean cards, and a lot of water cards and wands. So that's fire. And then you have the Hermit, which is very earthy. So all of these experiences of allowing all this abundance to flow in parched areas and changing things up for yourself, not really personality wise, but your outer exterior, so that people can connect to you in different ways, in new ways, and see you in different new ways, so you can experience new things. Because that's an action card. A Wands card is an action card. So it's like put it into action to change. You have all these feathers to pull from of different, you know, if they grabbed you and not necessarily put you into Hollywood, but put you in this arena where you could play with any costume and have your hair any way and have any makeup and have anything. How many different ways could you do that? They're infinite for you. So you can play with that. Maybe go to a costume house, or maybe, you know what I mean, look at different hairstyles, or look at, you know what I mean, there's something that you could do to change things up that would allow different energies to come to you, you know.
I'm gonna take a picture of it.
And then the Hermit card, you know, sitting with all these accomplishments, and just being, having your nuts squirreled away, having labored hard and being able to rest, having been alone and now having a companion, being supported, being nourished, being that new dawn. So being able to sit with all of that. You got your egg in your basket, you got your ancient wisdom, you got the planets that are aligned with you, you've got the dragon that has no fear and has his armor on.
2011.
Yeah, you're going to gain some sense of real purpose and accomplishment, and your fields will be growing and things will come
That's funny.
to harvest.
Something